But none of the bodies were overweight. They seemed to have been the bodies of men in good health, but muscularly much underdeveloped. Wilma explained to me that they had mastered the science of gland control and, of course, dietetics to the point where men and women among them not uncommonly reached the age of 100 years with arteries and general health in splendid condition. I did not have time to study the ship and its contents as carefully as I would have liked, however. Time pressed, and it was our business to discover some clue to the deadly accuracy with which the ship had spotted the Wyoming works. The boss had hardly finished his arrangements for the ring barrage when one of the scouts on an eminence to the north announced the approach of 7 Han ships spread out in a great semicircle. Hart leaped for the hillside, calling to us to do likewise, but Wilma and I had raised the flaps of our helmets and switched off our speakers for conversation between ourselves, and by the time we discovered what had happened, the ships were clearly visible. So fast were they approaching. "Jump!" we heard the boss order. "Daring to the north! Rogers to the east!" But Wilma looked at me meaningly and pointed to where the twisted plates of the ship projecting from the ground offered a shelter. "Too late, boss," she said. "They'd see us. Besides, I think there's something here we ought to look at. It's probably their magnetic graph." "You're signing your death warrant," Hart warned. "We'll risk it," said Wilma and I together. "Good for you," replied the boss. "Take command, then, Rogers, for the present. Do you all know his voice, boys?" A chorus of assent rang in our ears, and I began to do some fast thinking as the girl and I ducked into the twisted mass of metal. "Wilma, hunt for that record," I said, knowing that by the simple process of talking I could keep the entire command continuously informed as to the situation. "On the hillsides, keep your guns trained on the circles and stand by. On the hilltops, how many of you are there? Speak in rotation from Bald Knob around to the east, north, west." In turn, the men called their names. There were 20 of them. I assigned them by name to cover the various Han ships, numbering the latter from left to right. "Train your rockets on their repeller rays about 3/4 of the way up, between ships and ground. Aim is more important than elevation. Follow those rays with your aim continuously. Shoot when I tell you, not before. Deering has the record." The Hans probably have not seen us, or at least think there are but 2 of us in the valley, since they're settling without opening up disintegrators. Any opinions? My ear discs remained silent. "Deering and I remain here until they land and debark. Stand by and keep alert." Rapidly and easily, the largest of the Han ships settled to the earth. 3 scouted sharply to the south, rising to a higher level. The others floated motionless, about 1,000 feet above. Peeping through a small fissure between 2 plates, I saw the vast hulk of the ship come to rest full on the line of our prospective ring barrage. A door clanged open a couple of feet from the ground, and one by one the crew emerged.